There is a special kind of stillness at 2 in the morning. The world outside is deep in slumber, but for many of us, that is when the inner battle begins. The thoughts of yesterday, the worries for tomorrow, they are like uninvited guests who sit down and chat endlessly in your mind. Fatigue seeps into every muscle, yet the brain refuses to rest. Each hour that passes on the clock is not just a loss of time, but an erosion of hope for a clear, energetic tomorrow. Sleep, which once came so naturally in our youth, has now become a hard-to-find treasure. If those images and feelings resonate with you, I want you to know one thing. You are not alone. Welcome back to Healthy Step Seniors. I'm Dr. Christopher Wilson. Here, we don't just talk about living longer, but about living fully and healthily in every moment. And perhaps no single factor affects our quality of life as much as sleep. According to the Sleep Foundation, a reputable organization in the United States, up to 50% of older adults complain of insomnia symptoms. 50%! That is an enormous number, showing that this is not an individual problem, but a collective challenge for an entire generation. It's not just about feeling tired. Chronic sleep deprivation, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, is directly linked to an increased risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline. It affects our mood, increases the risk of falls, and can steal the joy from our daily activities. At Healthy Step Seniors, we believe that to solve a problem, we must understand its roots. Why does sleeping well become more difficult as we get older? Science has pointed to many reasons. Our bodies produce less melatonin, the hormone that signals sleepiness. Our sleep cycles become shallower. Chronic aches and pains can wake us up. The side effects of certain medications, or even the changes in our daily routine since retirement. So in today's video, we will not offer cliches or temporary quick fixes. Instead, we will build a solid foundation for sleep together. We will delve into 5 golden habits, strategies drawn from modern medicine, behavioral psychology, and timeless life wisdom. Each habit will be a brick, helping you rebuild the fortress of peace for your sleep. Our promise today is not a magic pill, but the knowledge and power for you to create change. And as always, please remember that our program is for educational purposes. Any decisions related to your health, especially if you are taking medication or have underlying conditions, should be discussed directly with your own doctor or health professional. So, are you ready? Let's consider the next 15 minutes an investment in your own health and happiness. To begin, I want to ask you a question. What is it that usually keeps you tossing and turning at night? Is it pain, worries, or simply an inability to find quiet in your mind? Please share in the comments below. Sometimes naming the thief of your sleep is the first step to defeating it. Habit 1. Establish a sunset ritual. We often think that sleep begins when we lie down in bed, but the truth is, the preparation for sleep needs to start much earlier, about 1 to 2 hours beforehand. I call this the sunset ritual, a sacred period of time you set aside to signal to your body and mind that the day's work is done. The biggest enemy of this ritual is our screens, TVs, phones, tablets. We know they aren't good for us, but we still get drawn in. Why? because they offer a sense of connection, news updates, entertainment, but the price we pay is the peace of our sleep. As a medical professional, I want to emphasize that the core issue is blue light. Imagine in our brain there's a master biological clock called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. This clock controls the production of the hormone melatonin. Melatonin is known as the hormone of darkness, and it is only released when our surroundings get dark, signaling to the body it's time to sleep. When our eyes are exposed to the blue light from screens, these light photons send a direct message to that master clock, saying, "It's still daylight, stay awake." As a result, the switch for melatonin production is turned off. You might feel tired, but your brain is in a state of alertness. This isn't just theory. Studies by the American Medical Association have shown a clear link between evening blue light exposure and poor sleep quality, especially in older adults. The story of Margaret, 72, is a perfect example. She used to have a habit of watching political news shows in the evening. She was not only exposed to blue light, but also taking in stressful information. When she decided to make a change, she didn't just turn off the TV. She created a new ritual. She put her phone to charge in the living room, brewed a cup of chamomile tea, and played instrumental music by the pianist George Winston. She said, "For the first 30 minutes, I felt restless, but then the quiet slowly soaked in. I realized I hadn't allowed myself to truly settle down in years." So what is your concrete action? Challenge yourself. Tonight, 60 minutes before your planned bedtime, make your bedroom a screen-free zone. Put your phone in another room. Instead, pick up a book, a magazine, listen to a gentle radio program, or simply sit quietly and breathe. See it as a luxury, a gift you give yourself. When we actively create darkness and quiet on the outside, we are allowing our bodies to do their magical work from the inside. But what if you've turned off all the lights? The room is dark, yet your mind is still a brightly lit screen filled with worries. That brings us to the second golden habit, a tool to clear the clutter from your mind. Habit 2. Unload the burden with a worry journal. If blue light is the enemy from the outside, then anxiety is the enemy from within. It is the incessant whisper about bills, the health of a loved one, a doctor's appointment tomorrow, the what-ifs. Our minds, especially at night, can become a stage for the worst plays. Many people think that trying not to think about it is the solution. But that's like trying not to think about a pink elephant. The more you try, the more vivid it becomes. This is where an extremely simple but scientifically proven technique comes in. It's called worry journaling, a core part of cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, the method considered by the American College of Physicians as the first-line treatment for chronic insomnia. So how does it work? When you write your worries on paper, you are performing a psychological act called cognitive offloading. Instead of letting those thoughts run in endless loops in your head, you are packaging them up and placing them in a specific location. Your brain, especially the prefrontal cortex responsible for planning and worrying, receives a signal that says, "Okay, this problem has been noted. It's safe here. We don't need to keep processing it right now." Mr. Robert, a retired 75-year-old engineer, always tossed and turned over worries about the stock market and his savings. He heard about this method and was initially skeptical. What can writing it down possibly change, he thought. But he tried it anyway. Every evening, he took 10 minutes. He divided a page into 2 columns: what I'm worried about and one small step I can take tomorrow. He shared, "It was amazing. My financial problems didn't disappear overnight, but the sense of urgency, the feeling that I had to solve it all right there in the middle of the night, that disappeared. I gave myself permission to rest." That journal became the place where I could deposit my burdens until the morning. Your action tonight: take a notebook and a pen. Write down everything that is swirling in your head. It doesn't have to be well written. Just unload it. After you're done, end with the sentence, "These things will wait until morning." Then close the notebook and put it away. You have just performed a powerful ritual to draw a boundary between worry time and rest time. The mind has been cleared, the external environment has been darkened. Now, let's perfect your physical space with the third habit. Habit 3. Create a Goldilocks environment. We've talked about light and mind. Now it's time to talk about an often overlooked factor: temperature. Many of us tend to prefer a cozy, warm bedroom. We pile on thick blankets and think that warmth equals comfort. But for sleep biology, this can be counterproductive. Our bodies are exquisitely programmed. To initiate the process of falling asleep, our core body temperature needs to drop by about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit, about 0.5 to 1 degrees Celsius. This cooling process is one of the most powerful signals that tells the brain it's time to produce melatonin and begin the sleep cycles. If your bedroom is too warm, your body has to struggle to cool itself down. Instead of relaxing, it's working. This can make it hard to fall asleep or cause you to wake up in the middle of the night feeling overheated. This is why the National Institute on Aging, NIA, recommends an ideal bedroom temperature that is quite cool, around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18.3 degrees Celsius. Of course, this number can vary a bit from person to person, but the general rule is it's better to be slightly cool than slightly warm. Think of your bedroom as a cool, safe cave. Besides temperature, think about your other senses. It should be almost completely dark. Faint light from a street lamp or the indicator light on an electronic device can disrupt sleep. Invest in blackout curtains or a quality sleep mask. Quiet is also crucial. Sudden noises can pull us out of deep sleep even when we're not consciously aware of it. If you live in a noisy area, consider a white noise machine or simply a fan running at a steady hum. White noise creates a wall of sound, masking sudden noises that might startle you awake. David and Susan, a couple in their 70s, made a big change by applying this principle. Before, every night was a silent battle over the thermostat. Susan would be huddled under the covers while David tossed and turned from the heat. They found their own Goldilocks solution. They kept the room at 67 degrees F, or about 19.5 C, and Susan used an extra thin blanket for herself. Both reported sleeping much better with fewer awakenings. Your action. Tonight, try lowering your thermostat by a few degrees. Check for any unnecessary light sources and cover them up. Listen to see if your environment is truly quiet. Creating a perfect oasis for sleep is an invaluable act of self-care. We have a quiet mind in a perfect room, but if we go to bed at random times, all our efforts can be in vain. This brings us to the fourth habit, the foundation of all foundations. Habit 4. Respect your biological clock. As we enter our retirement years, one of the greatest things is freedom. No more rushing to the office, no more being bound by a strict schedule. But this very freedom can sometimes become an enemy to our internal biological clock. The human body craves rhythm and regularity. Our biological clock doesn't just control sleep, it also affects hormones, body temperature, metabolism, and even our mood. When we go to sleep and wake up at different times each day, we are causing a condition called social jet lag. Your body feels as if it just flew from New York to California and back every weekend. It gets disoriented. This is why the CDC constantly emphasizes the importance of going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, including weekends and holidays. I know this might sound restrictive. I've worked my whole life, now I want to sleep in, many people say. But try to look at it from a different perspective. This isn't a restriction, but an act of respect and cooperation with your own body. When you provide your body with a stable schedule, it will respond by functioning more efficiently. You'll find yourself getting naturally sleepy at bedtime and waking up more refreshed without an alarm. The philosopher Henry David Thoreau once said, "Our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify, simplify." A consistent sleep-wake schedule is a way to simplify your biology. It removes guesswork and chaos, creating a solid foundation for the entire day. A member of our community, 78-year-old Frank, shared his story. After retiring, he would often stay up late watching movies and sleep until 9 or 10 a.m. He felt groggy and sluggish all day. On advice, he decided to set an alarm for 7 a.m. every day. He admitted the first week was terrible, but in the second week, something magical happened. I started feeling sleepy around 10:30 p.m., and when I woke up at 7, I wasn't struggling anymore. More importantly, I had a whole morning to read the paper, go for a walk, and I felt my days had more purpose. Your action. Choose a realistic bedtime and wake-up time that you can stick to within a 30-minute window. And here's a crucial tip. Right after waking up, expose your eyes to daylight for at least 15 minutes. Morning light is the most powerful signal to reboot your biological clock for the new day. Establishing this schedule is like building the frame of a house. It creates stability. But for that house to be truly sturdy, we need quality materials. This brings us to our final habit about how we live during the other 2/3 of the day. Habit 5. Nourish your sleep during the day. The final golden habit reminds us of an important truth. A good night's sleep is not an event that happens at night. It is the result of the choices you make throughout the day. What you eat, what you drink, and how you move all contribute to the quality of your sleep 12, 14, or even 16 hours later. Let's start with movement. You might think that exercise will make you tired, but in fact, it gives you energy. More importantly, regular exercise helps regulate deeper sleep. Why? A large study published in the journal Advances in Preventative Medicine found that exercise helps reduce the time it takes to fall asleep and decreases the amount of time spent awake during the night. It helps lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and enhances the effect of feel-good hormones like endorphins. You don't need to run a marathon. Just 30 minutes of brisk walking each day, especially in the morning or early afternoon, is enough to make a difference. The sunlight you get during your walk also helps to reinforce your biological clock. Next is nutrition and beverages, a field full of pitfalls. The number one enemy is caffeine. Many people think a cup of coffee at 3 p.m. is harmless, but caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 6 hours. That means if you drink coffee at 3 p.m., at 9 p.m., half of that caffeine is still active in your system, blocking the sleep-inducing receptors in your brain. The advice from nutrition experts at AARP is this: treat caffeine as a morning-only beverage. The second enemy, a sophisticated deceiver, is alcohol. A glass of wine might make you feel relaxed and sleepy, and it's true, it does help you fall asleep faster. But as your body metabolizes the alcohol, it severely disrupts your sleep architecture in the second half of the night. It suppresses REM sleep, the stage crucial for memory consolidation and emotional processing, and often causes you to wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. unable to fall back asleep. So what should you eat? Instead of a large, greasy meal in the evening, opt for a lighter one. Foods rich in magnesium like almonds, walnuts, or a small banana can help relax your muscles. A warm, unsweetened cup of chamomile tea is an excellent choice that has been used for generations. View every daytime choice as an investment in your nighttime sleep. Every step you take, every glass of water instead of soda, every decision to avoid coffee in the afternoon, all of these are sending a message to your body: I'm preparing you for a quality night's rest. And so we have gone through the 5 golden habits. Each habit is a crucial link in the chain that creates a good night's sleep. You see, these are not lofty secrets or expensive remedies. They are interconnected threads, closely related links that weave a sturdy tapestry for your sleep. We've learned how to create a sunset ritual to signal our body, use a worry journal to clear our mind, engineer a perfect Goldilocks environment for our senses, learn to respect our own biological clock, and finally, nourish our sleep starting with our daytime actions. This isn't just a to-do list. This is a shift in life philosophy. It's a transformation from passively enduring sleepless nights to proactively becoming the architect of your own peace. It's realizing that sleep health is within your grasp, starting with the smallest choices. Now, you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. 5 habits can sound like a lot, and I understand that. I want you to take a deep breath and remember this most important piece of advice. Be patient with yourself. You don't have to do all 5 of these things tonight. Changing habits is a process. Like planting a tree, it takes time, care, and consistency. Here is my suggestion for you. Choose one habit, just one, the one that feels easiest or most interesting to you right now. Maybe it's the 60-minute screen-free challenge, or maybe it's buying a small notebook to keep by your bed. Commit to practicing just one of those things for 1 week. Observe the changes in your body, however small, and your mood. Once that habit has become second nature, add the second one. Step by step, brick by brick, that is how we build lasting change. Our Healthy Step Seniors community is a place to learn and grow together, so I want to invite you to join this journey. Please share in the comments below which habit will you choose to start with. Publicly stating your commitment can sometimes be the most powerful motivation. And after a week or two, come back here and share your progress. Your success story could be the inspiration for someone else who is just starting out. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button to let us know, and please share it. Perhaps you're thinking of a friend, a sibling, or a neighbor who is also struggling in silence every night. Your simple share could be the answer they are looking for. And if you're not yet part of the Healthy Steps Seniors family, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon next to it to continue with us on this journey of discovering health and wisdom for our golden years. The journey of care doesn't stop when you fall asleep. It continues when you wake up. To carry the energy from a good night's sleep forward, I highly recommend our video. It will help you start your day gently and effectively. Finally, always remember this: sleep is not the end of a day. It is the preparation, the foundation for a bright, alert, and vibrant tomorrow. You have worked hard your entire life. You deserve the peace and restoration that a deep sleep brings. Thank you for spending your precious time with Healthy Steps Seniors. Wishing you restful nights and energized days.